The day has finally come. It is December 31st, which means that it is the Winter Classic.
Hey, this is Brayden Chen. Subscribe to Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host of Locked On Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things about our St. Louis Blues here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Yes, today, the day has come. Hello, Winter Classic. That is what today's episode is going to all be about the Winter Classic coming up in just a few short hours. It is also Cam Fowler's 1,000th NHL game. So a huge congratulations to Cam. Mid-December, the Blues acquired him from Anaheim, and now he is here. He already got his first goal as a Blue against that game. Taking on Nashville, right on home ice. And then, of course, he's recorded a couple of assists. So that is basically what is going on for Cam Fowler. It is actually insane. Fowler did say after practice at Wrigley Field on Monday, which is so crazy, right? Wrigley Field to be home ice. Well, not away ice today, but still cool. He said it's going to be crazy. I think the whole day is just going to be pretty surreal. So I'm just trying to soak it in as best I can. The game itself is going to be an incredible experience. Then you mix the personal accomplishments, tie it all in together, and it's going to be a special day. So I was thinking about it, right, with Cam, and I'll get into everything else with the Winter Classic. This is what today's episode is about. Mid-December, he did not know that he was going to be wearing the blue note. He did not know that he was going to have the opportunity to play in the Winter Classic. And it is such an honor to play in the Winter Classic. I know I've complained a lot about the fact that it's not going to be held tomorrow on January 1st, which it usually is. But it's still one of my favorite hockey events of the year. This is like one of my Super Bowls, okay? So again, for him to play in the Winter Classic, it's just so unbelievable. And he even said it too. It's awesome how some of these things have fallen into place. So, definitely an amazing, opportunity. And, you know, he also did play in an NHL outdoor game. Okay. He played with the Ducks. They had a 3-0 win against the LA Kings in 2014 in the Stadium Series at Dodger Stadium. So it was 62 degrees, which is a little warm, but it's about to be like, I believe, 40 degrees today, which is actually not bad. But again, I just cannot wait for this opportunity for all of the guys. And it is a very cool situation. And I know I've talked about that, but it is so cool, right? So obviously, this is the game, right? It began in 2008 as an annual outdoor spectacle around the New Year holiday to celebrate the origins of outdoor hockey. And it's funny, I've talked to a lot of hockey players, right? Past, present, inspiring, and they all started playing hockey on the ice outside. And it's just like one of those things where I kind of like was thinking about it. And it must be such a cool experience, especially for the guys I know in Minnesota, Canada, all over that really played a lot of outdoor hockey, to be able to just kind of have that time to shine. I think it's really cool. Um, anyways, Chicago was selected to host the Winter Classic at Wrigley Field for the first time in 2009. So, cool little thing. I always thought the Winter Classic began before 2008, but the reason why, I guess, for me is I was 9 years old then. So I guess I was just kind of used to it always being around, but no, it is definitely been around a lot shorter than what I thought. And this is going to be the NHL's 42nd outdoor hockey game. So, little fun fact about that one too. So let's go talk quickly about some of the history of the Winter Classic and what this means. So, as I said, it began in 2008, originally hosted by Buffalo at Orchard Park in New York, and the Penguins won 2-1 in a shootout. Okay. So we're going to go on. I'm going to only get to where it's us because I don't really care about other teams. Let's go to St. Louis. Hello, 2017. So yes, we did host it at Busch Stadium, and we beat the Blackhawks 4-1. So that was kind of cool, right? Then we played. See, this is what I'm saying. I think the NHL likes us because we then played at Target Field in Minneapolis, 2022, and we beat the Wild 6-4. So like, I'm not saying that we're going to win. I'm just saying that we seem to have a good track record of when we're in the Winter Classic. One of my favorite, and this might be like the most random things ever, was the 2021. I believe Corey Perry got like I forget what it was. Like he had maybe like a 10-minute misconduct. Or it was something like crazy, and he left like walking on a ramp. I don't know, but yeah. So we're undefeated in Winter Classics, and the fact of the matter is, I was like looking at the list, right? Because I was curious about some of the other teams, right? As expected, the Blackhawks have been in it a bunch. Bruins, Flyers, Caps, Maple Leafs, obviously, Red Wings. I don't believe I mentioned them. It's really a rotation of the same teams. Last year, it was the Bruins and Penguins, but it is interesting because teams like, I don't know, let's try to be fun for a second. Like the San Jose, Anaheim, the Canadiens, like there are certain teams that have not played in it and they rotate through some of the same teams. So I'm really happy that the Blues are one of those teams where they like want to get them involved. But as I said, the last time the Blues and Blackhawks played in the Winter Classic was 2017 here in St. Louis. And I was actually kind of thinking about it because I was like, have any other teams had like a rematch, so to say, right? And it doesn't appear that way. Penguins, Caps, nope. So that's an interesting observation that I had. That was something where I was like, ooh, this is because this is one of the best rivals in hockey. And I did an episode this summer, so definitely check it out on the Locked On Blues YouTube page about the history between the Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks. But I think that this is a very good game because, again, you may not think St. Louis has the amount of fans that they have, but there's Blues fans all over with, let me put it this way, the Midwest, basically all Blues fans. Where teams are located, sometimes you kind of pick the team that's closest to where you live. So if you're in Kansas, you're going to probably choose the Blues, right? But with Chicago, obviously, they are trying to market the heck out of Connor Bedard. So I'm not surprised. Like, I think that's where the confusion was for some people. Like, oh, well, these are two teams that are not good. Okay. Relatively speaking, I can understand why an outsider might look at this matchup and be like, oh, these are two bad hockey teams. The way that I see this matchup is, oh, these are two marketable hockey teams. If you were to play a team like Buffalo, who has not been to the playoffs in like 14 seasons, no one's going to watch, okay? The Blues have relevancy because they won the cup not too long ago. If you had a team like the Capitals, okay, who's their biggest rival right now? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard, honestly, to, come up with that. And then if you do the whole, of course, you're going to think of the Rangers, right? Because, again, the NHL loves them because of New York. They just played the Islanders in the Stadium Series last year. So you kind of can't use those teams that played in the Stadium Series. I mean, you can, but I just don't feel like marketing-wise it would have been smart. So I just want to talk some history about the Winter Classic just because I think it's really fun. I will get into the Blues and who their lineup will consist of. But I really am like a hockey nerd when it comes to these things. So during the summertime when it's off season, I do a lot of specialty episodes where I dive into the history of certain events in the NHL. So that was from all my bulletin points that I had on today's game, history-wise of the Winter Classic. And I'm going to talk to you about my friends over at Rocket Money before I get into the Blues' lines. Did Rocket Money help you find any subscriptions you forgot about or that you were paying for twice? Well, that definitely happened to me. I had a few subscriptions that I didn't even realize I was still paying for, and Rocket Money made it so easy to track them all down. It's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and lowers your bills so you can grow your savings. It brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even the goals you want to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. For me, one of the best features is the subscription tracker. I use it to cancel services I wasn't using anymore. And I've already saved a ton. Plus, with their goals feature, I was able to automatically set aside money for my future. No more stressing about budgeting every month. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/locked-on today. That's rocketmoney.com/locked-on. rocketmoney.com/locked-on. All right, let's get into today's lines for this Winter Classic game. I know, I cannot wait. The boys, by the way, I wish I could show photos on here of the guys at practice and family skate. It looked so sick. They had on obviously their Winter Classic specialty sweaters, which were amazing. I love it. They also had on these beanies too. I hope I can find a photo to use in my thumbnail because I think it was some of the coolest photos that I've seen. And it's so nice, by the way, seeing the players with their family, friends, partners, kids, all of that. Definitely kind of makes you see them in a different light because they're all just experiencing this monumental moment. So shout out to them. So anyways, Blues are looking to go 3-0 in the Winter Classic as they meet the Blackhawks today. This will be a TNT game, by the way. So the last time they met, as I mentioned, was 2017 when the Blues did win 4-1 at Busch Stadium. The projected lineup for today's match is as followed. All right, here we go. On the first line centering, it is Robert Thomas. Wait. Do I think Robert Thomas will score today? I think Robert Thomas will score today. That is one of my goal predictions is Robert Thomas, by the way. On the left is Brandon Saad. On the right is Bushi. Second line centering Captain Braden Shen. Dylan Holloway on the left. Jordan Kyrou. Ruzi on the right. I'm clapping like they do in the locker room. I'm excited. I'm getting my energy out. Finally, that third line, Oscar Sundqvist centering. Jakey Neighbors on the left. And Zach Ball-Duke on the right. Finally, that fourth line, we have Nathan Walker centering. Then we have Alexi and then Texier. Okay, let's move on to the defense. I was a little surprised about this. Not gonna lie. You'll see. Okay. Finally, first pair, Cam Fowler and Colton Parayko, Philip Broberg and Justin Falk, and then Ryan Suter and Tyler Tucker. Finally, in net, Jordan Binnington. I was surprised about Tucker, honestly, but That's just me, you know. So anyways, this is today's lineup, and this is going to be a monumental game for the Blues. It's funny. This is the 5th outdoor game that Brandon Saad is going to be playing in, which is second in outdoor games played behind James Van Riemsdyk with 7. So huge number for him. It's just so cool, right? This is the 16th Winter Classic. Um, and the Blues have 17 guys on the roster with an outdoor game experience. So there is a lot of experience, a lot of momentum heading into today's game. But it is one of the coolest things. Spinner has a custom mask today. So really cool design. Again, I wish so badly that I'm able to show that, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because of copyright. But the doors are opening for the Winter Classic, and it's just so cool. Like, so cool. And again, like, all the attention is on the Blues, which I love. But again, it's going to be cold. It was raining earlier, and overall, this team, they're playing, and Alexa even said it, you know, they're talking about walk-up songs. So I always like to do a prediction of how do I think the team will come out and appear heading into the Winter Classic. Now, I was thinking about this, right? Because, you know, they're the away team again. I know in Minnesota, they're the away team. I think they're going to do something where it's, because I'm like, it's hard. I don't know. Why do I suspect them to be like in tank tops or t-shirts? Like, I don't think they're going to come out like normal at all. Like, I know our guys, like, they're not going to do that, but I don't know. It is the weirdest thing ever. I don't know how they're going to come out and be. I really could see them coming out in any type of way, but I don't know. I know Chicago, they kind of came out like on like a subway express train. I don't know. Um, Kind of boring if you ask me, but I thought that was really boring, honestly. Very boring. Hmm. The LA Kings posted the Winter Classic should be the only game on New Year's Day, not just some random game. Us, the random game. Hey, that is true. That is true. But anyways, I don't understand how Chicago has arrived. This is like a live update. I'm actually very confused about this right now. It does not make any sense. They're also using Jordan Kyrou and all of like the graphics about today's game, which is showing me that he's finally getting the national media recognition. Yeah, there's bagpipes now showing a lot's going on, honestly. Wait, there's a lot happening. Connor Bedard was also on the ice earlier, and he was absolutely just like one-upping Biz the whole time, which I thought was funny. But I don't understand whatsoever how the Blackhawks came out. I don't get it. This must be a Chicago thing that I don't understand. Bagpipes, I don't get any of it. I'm trying to understand it, and hopefully by the time I'm done recording, I know how the Blues appeared. I'm very confused, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I'm actually very confused. Yeah, but in the one promo pic, it's Braden Shen and Connor Bedard. So they also have bingo today. And it's again, Kyrou goal. I am telling you, Jordan Kyrou is one of those players that is respected so much by the national media lately. It's just insane. I really don't understand. If you're like a Chicago person, please let me know. What the heck does that mean? I am very confused on all of this right now. I couldn't even tell you what that means. I'm going to get into my score prediction But first, thank you so much for making Locked On Blues your first listen every day. Episodes like this are really fun where I get to focus on one event and one event only, which is the Winter Classic. Being a Blues fan and having this community has been awesome. And I can't even put into words how cool it is to have your team consistently play in the Winter Classic, third time playing in the Winter Classic out of 18 times. Like, that's so cool. Like, if you do the math, which I'm not good at, probably a lot of times, but thank you again. And I'm just super grateful for this podcast and excited about today's game. So let's go talk about this game like it's a normal game. I really don't I'm sorry. I have never been more confused about how the Blackhawks came out, but um huh. Oh wait. Hold on. Breaking news. Matt DeFrank says it's across the street from Wrigley Field is Gretzky's basement, which the Blues honored with their pre-game outfit. Does Matt have a picture? Because the Blues did not post any. Okay, we have breaking footage. We're going to see how the Blues now arrived. All right. Okay. So they are, okay, honoring Gretzky. Okay. So basically what it is, it's jeans or beige pants. I can't see what the shirt says. Beanie and sunnies. So, huh. I don't know how I feel about that. Not as I'm not like disappointed. I kind of am actually. Okay. Well, anyways, let's talk now about who I think is going to score today. So, yes, I did say Robert Thomas. I think Tomers due. I think that he is such a talented player. He's been playing great hockey lately. So I see a Thomas goal. I also see a Holloway goal. And then a little bit of like a whoa, I didn't see that coming. I think Bushi's going to score today. I think we're going to see a lot from that first line, and he's due. He is so due. And today is the day to kind of show everybody, hey, I still got it. I'm still good. So I think Bushi's going to score. I don't think it's going to be a shutout, though. I think that the Blackhawks are going to score. Now, I want to say 3-2. I have a feeling this goes to overtime. I know. Did I just jinx it? I know. But the thing is, and again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be, but I just don't know if I feel confident about this game not going to OT. Maybe it's again because of how they've been lately, but it's just one of those things where I kind of feel like it, you know. So I'm gonna go talk to you, by the way, about the Chicago Blackhawks lines that are gonna be happening today, because I do think that this is a team that has more talent in a sense. And that first line with Bedard centering, then you have Hall on the left and Bertuzzi on the right. That makes me a little bit nervous. And I think that's the line where you're going to have to be really careful about. Shooter Blum is going to be in net, and but that first line specifically, that just makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, and I think that isolating Connor Bedard as best as you can, because you know that he's going to be all over today, you know, right? Is going to be the best strategy. I don't think the Blackhawks are that great of a team, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that because, again, you look at some of the other players that they have, right? And I'm not necessarily nervous whatsoever. It doesn't seem like Alec Martinez is going to be able to play since he is day to day. Connor Murphy didn't practice at Wrigley, but they said it's because of maintenance, so he could be. So again, at the end of the day, Mazurek is going to be getting his got to start today getting his 5th outdoor game. So good for him. But yeah, it is going to be one of those games where the Blues are going to have to just be on their A game. I don't know how I feel about this, but as I said, 3-2 OT win. I feel it. It's going to happen. If they lose, I'm going to be really embarrassed. So I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me. But I hope you learn more about the Winter Classic today with some of my facts. Getting excited for puck drop. And I'm going to talk to you later today because we have an end of the year recap where I'm going to recap all the cool things that have happened on this channel, this podcast, and with the Blues. So I'll talk to you then. And like always, let's go Blues.